Okay, hello, everybody. Yeah, I know this is some really old fucking shit. This is my current project right here. Oh yeah, let me add desktop audio. Um, so, all of this stuff is my old stuff. Anyways, so if we go here, a lot of people have been wanting, they have been wanting me to make, actual, like, good combat. My combat was really fucking bad, and I mean, it was fucking horrible. So, I see a lot of people saying they want, they want it inside of, a tool. And I like that. Tools are nice. And so I will be doing that. So, first of all, insert a tool. Right here. Okay. Name it whatever you want. I'll call it combat. Now, you can add a tooltip if you want, like, fists. I don't fucking know. You can add a texture. Instead, like, you don't want, the name to be combat. You can add, like, a texture, like, I don't know, something on your hard drive. Turn this off, and also turn this off as well. So, can be dropped is off, and requires handle is off. Because if you keep requires handle, it will not work with idle animations. It will not play anything unless there is a part inside of the game, well, inside of the tool named handle. So, exactly like this. So if you wanted it to work like that, you would just, like, insert a part, and a handle. And yeah, there you go. Sorry if my keyboard's loud. I do not have a very good OBS setup. But, yeah. So, get rid of that. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna add a... Oh god, I gotta sneeze. 1 second. Ugh, holy fuck. Okay, so insert a local script. Then inside that local script, insert a remote event. Then inside of that script, insert a, script. So, what we'll do, we'll be doing a few things. So, for example, bool value, we'll name that block. We'll name this, well, actually, no. What we'll do, yeah, so I'll do something a little bit different. So inside of this, go local player, is game.players.local player, or game.players.player added, wait. So basically what this does is it gets either game.players.local player, which is like your player inside of here, or what it does is if this does not exist, it gets the player added and waits for it, which is basically the same thing as this. Instead, it just waits for everything. That will do the same thing for the character. So local char equals player dot character or player dot character character added wait. Essentially, it does the same exact thing. Now what we'll do, local hum equals char wait for child humanoid. So we got that. Now, all we do, so we get local count equals 0. Then we do local tool equals script.parent. Then we get, local equipped equals false. And then we get local, combat db equals 0. So now what we'll do is we'll do tool.equipped connect function. Equipped equals true. Then tool.unequipped connect function. Equipped equals false. So what we'll do is obviously when you equip the tool, it'll be setting it to true. When it's unequipped, it sets it to false. So it like balances. We'll probably be doing something new that I normally do with my games. So, like, I recently figured out that if you take the animate script, for example, if we go into the game real quick, then we, we grab inside of here, we grab this, then set it Control C. I normally do it a bunch of times because I'm fucking not sure if it'll work. Then we can name this combat animate. And then what we can do, so we can do this. So char.animate.disabled equals true. Then equals false. Then we do tool.combatAnimate.disabled equals false. And we set this to true. So basically what this does is this takes the basic animate script, and then what it does is it deletes, it disables the basic animate script and enables yours. So also, one more thing, go into the combat animate, set this to script.parent.parent, and everything should work completely fine as it should. So okay, now we got that. So tool.activated, connect function, okay, if equipped, then, see, I don't ever do equipped equals true or false anymore. I never do that because, I don't do that anymore because it's kind of glitchy. It's really hard to explain. Like, it specifically checks stuff that it's hard to explain, but this is a better way to do it. And also, I'll show you guys that a new cooldown system as well. So if os.clock, okay, this from what I've heard from many other people is that this actually is a less hackable cooldown that I don't think can really be hacked. I honestly am not too sure, but it is really accurate. So if os.clock minus combat db, which is this right here, which we set to 0, greater than or equal to, so let's set this like 0.55 and actually 0.6. Then, okay, now what we want to do is we want to take combat db and equal it to os.clock. So the reason why we set this to 0 at first and then set it equal to os.clock later is so basically, if I was to do os.clock and then just do minus this, if I was to set this to os.clock first, then minus it by os.clock greater than 0.6, it will wait 0.6 seconds every single time before you can use it. Well, like, so the first use, you cannot click it until 0.6 seconds or however long you want it to last is held. So what we did is we set it to 0, so technically it waits 0 seconds, and then since os.clock is over than 0.6, what we do is we set combat db equal to os.clock. So basically what this does is it puts it into a clock timer, and then it resets itself every 0.6 seconds. So if it goes over 0.6 or equals 0.6, you're able to use it again. And this happens every single time you click. So yeah. So now we do if char find first child combat debounce, then return. Now we can do an else over here. Count plus equals 1. So if there is not a combat debounce, if there is, it'll return it back to the top of the script, then it'll run again. But if there isn't, then you can add the count plus 1. So that just reassures that it doesn't go over 5 or whatever your amount is that you add the combat debounce. And always do this after you return something. Because if we were to do it here, if we were to do it up here, it wouldn't matter. They could still click constantly. So it wouldn't work. But I would put it down there. So if count equals 1, then we can do it else if count equals 2, so on and so forth until you reach your maximum. So yeah, basically what we do is just if it equals 1, 2, 3, it just fires the functions and stuff like normal. But yeah, so this whole script right now, let's give it the rundown. If equipped equals true, so if tool.equipped, then if the cooldown is greater than 0.6 or is 0.6, then we check if the combat debounce is in the character, which if you've seen my other tutorials, I do this way as debouncing, because I find it is a lot better way to do things, in my opinion. There could be many other new ways to do anything, I just do it this way. But if it's not there, then we can add the count, so that is this. So what we'll do is do local anim equals hum:/load animation tool count, and then we'll do anim:/play. So what we're doing here is we're going to add animations and name them 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So count is a number. So count is a number, obviously, and these are numbers. So if count equals 1 right here, we get the count, which equals 1 since we're checking it's 1. So since we're checking it, this automatically will search for 1 if it's inside of here. So then what we do is we do the same thing for all of them. So we do it like that. Now let's do that. Now personally, what I do is I already got some animation IDs, which I will grab from one of my other games because I am not about to do this again. So I already have some animations, so I'm gonna go grab those. Go grab them. Oh my god, why do I have so much files? Alright, let me get them from here. Okay, I'll get rid of these, put these in here. Okay, so, in theory, if I was to click, it should play an animation. It should play all the way through. So, let's see here. See? We got him. It's playing the right way and everything. And, see, now, it went to 5, I'm clicking, and it's going constantly. The reason why it's doing that is because we never set a combat debounce, and we also never reset the combos. So what we do is first of all we insert a combat debounce, so local x was instance.new bool value. Doesn't really matter if it's a boolean, an integer, a number, a vector 3. It doesn't matter. As long as it's named combat debounce. Exactly like it is up here. So just to be sure, I'll copy and paste it. Now, know what we do. Task.delay. Okay, this is where it differs from my other series. Because I normally use delay. And the reason why I don't use delay, and I use task.delay now, is because task.delay, task.wait, or task.spawn, which is done like this. So let's set up like, I don't know, like a 5 then function. Works like a regular one. So well, we got a task.spawn here, and then we got a task.wait. So what these are, right? These work like wait. So like this counterpart is delay, so we'll put it inside of here. Okay, and then this counterpart is this. Then this counterpart is this. See, the reason why I don't use this, and this anymore is because these are actually very inaccurate from the way I've been scripting. It's not very accurate, it seems. And task.wait and all the task functions seem to work a lot better. From what I've read on forums and from what I've seen in action and from what I've actually experienced with it. So these are, in my opinion, are a lot better. So now what we do is x:destroy count equals 0. But see, what differed from my other combat tutorial was it was kind of fucked up because it never reset combos and it always did a bunch of bullshit. So what we do the same thing, task.delay here, but we set it to 6. Then we do count. Oh my god. So basically, what this does is, outside of all the ifs and stuff, if we're not punching, it waits. Actually, wait, am I? No, okay, 1 second. So, let's do, local, last attack equals 0. Actually, os.clock. Now what we do if os.clock minus last attack greater than or equal to 6, then last attack equals os.clock to reset the timer. Because we want to reset the timer every single time we do it. So, what this will do is it'll wait a task.delay, but once the task.delay is set, it'll wait 6 seconds, which, in my experience, this may seem weird, but from what I've seen, these both run at the same exact time. It's really weird. That's what I've done. But if we look here, so, here, I'll do this for example. So, 1, 2. Now, let's wait a few seconds. Now, let's wait, run around a little bit. Then, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? But, see, it also resets now. So, it resets. And if I was to do 1, okay, remember, we punch with this hand. And now the second punch would go with this hand. But it punches again with that hand. That's because it actually resets itself when you're not punching. So if you're not punching. So basically, what this does is since this right here is being reset, this right here, oh wait, also, last attack. This will also be reset as well. So if once we punch, this gets reset. And then if we don't punch and it doesn't get reset, then it waits this right here. Then it sets the cooldown to 0. So, and the count as well. So that's how that works. Now, what we do is we have the basic framework down now. So now what we do is we obviously we set up hitboxes now. So now we can fire the local script, the remote event. So script dot remote event fire server. Okay, let's do this. Now let's fire count. But what I like to do, task dot wait anim dot length minus like 0.35. So what it does is it waits like halfway through the animation. I know there's a function called like keyframe reached, but in order to use that keyframe reached function, you would need to set up keyframes differently, like before you upload them, and it's honestly a hassle to do. And honestly, you can just do it like this and have it be as accurate as the other one. So it doesn't really make sense to me. But so what we do here, we do that exact thing for every single thing we got going on here. So we do this now. Okay. Now we got that. Now we do script.parent dot remote event connect function. Oh, all right. What do you mean? Oh, dot on server event. My bad. Connect function. Man, I'm losing brain cells. Oh yeah. Also, player here. Okay. Now local char equals player dot character. See, since it's on the server and we already checked for it on the client, there's really no need for it to be. There's no need to do character added here. So that's a thing that happens. So now what we do? Let me grab this module. So this module script is something I've been using for a little while that my friend has made me. So let's grab this, put it into replicated storage. Let me do this. Hitbox module. All right. So I will try to remember to put this in the description, but I don't know if I will even remember that. Because I'm really bad at remembering stuff like that. I had never have been good at it. But so what we do, right? We'll go up here. Local hitbox module equals require replicated storage dot hitbox module. Okay. Now what we do is we can use a part to simulate this. So let's grab a part, put it here. Now, so what we do is we grab a local hitbox equals hitbox module dot check hitbox. Okay. Then we do char. Then we do let's get local hrp equals char wait for child humanoid root part. Now we do hrp.cframe times cframe.new 0, 0, 0. So what we do, right? We'll actually come back to that. So this is this right here. Actually, let me do it first. So let's do okay. So how this works? We have the character, which we need to instance. So this is the character for you who's sending the hitbox. This is the C frame of where we want the virtual box to be drawn. We'll come back to that and position this later. This is the size of the hitbox. So 6 studs up, 6 studs on the X, 6 studs on the Y, and 6 studs on the Z. So this is the segments. The more accurate you want this to be, the more segments you'll put, but it'll be laggier. So 12 for me is pretty good. So now what we do, we take this, we make this part that size. Okay, now we have that. Now what we do, we go into here, right? Now what dummy is that? That is the R6 dummy. So workspace.r6. Oh wait, actually, workspace.part.cframe equals workspace.r6.humanoidRepart.cframe. Okay, now we set it to there. Now what we can do is cframe times cframe.new 0, 0, negative 0.4. So now that positions it negative 0.4. Now this is negative 4. Okay, this is where it'll be set inside of the hitbox. So this is going to be the hitbox size. This is the exact size of what it'll be. And if we set it to this, so grab this. Now we set it to this. Oh. Now, this is the exact C-frame here. So the box will be positioned virtually on this exact axis. So this is how far it'll go out. This is how much space will be in it. And all that. So, now in the actual hitbox, you will see that there are a bunch of folders. So, what we do is we add a folder inside of workspace and copy this, name it filter folder. So we blacklist anything inside of there to be damaged. So say I don't want this guy to be damaged, we just put him in there. And you cannot hit him with the hitbox anymore. So keep that in mind when we do stuff. So yeah, this is the exact hitbox. And then the segments are a little bit difficult to explain, but fuck. Okay. Now what we do is if hitbox whatever those brackets 1. So with this hitbox, let's go back into that. It has multiple raycasts. And these go for all of the vectors to make it really, really, really accurate. So like this hitbox is more accurate than my actual raycast one that I had. So this should be a good hitbox. And what it does is it doesn't raycast from the humanoid root part. What it does is it raycasts from the hitbox. So this, and this. And then it raycasts from that. So then it is super accurate. So now what we have here, okay? We get the first character that was being interacted with this. Because it only interacts, this hitbox module, only puts one character inside of it at all times. So, well, it can put multiple, but we're interacting with the first one. The first one to be put in there. So then we do if hitbox.humanoid and hitbox1 a humanoid root part and not hitbox1 find first child punched debounce then. Okay, now what we do is local ehum equals this, local ehrp equals this, then the local echar equals this. So now we have that. Now we're not going to be adding blocking in this because well, we can later on in a next video, but this is just going to put basics down. So basically what this is if all of this exists besides this, then it runs the hitbox. So now we have local x equals instance.new bool value. I always choose that because it's a lot better. Set it to echar, then name equals this. Then we do then we do that. Now game.freeze : add item x. Now, we can set this to like 0.65, and then there we go. So I set it to 0.55. Now, what we do, so we do ehum : take damage. Now, let's set up a damage variable. So, local damage equals, let's set it to like 5. Then damage. The reason why is because if you want a stat system, what you would do is you would take the value. So, for example, like your level of, like your level that you have on your damage. So say it's 23. You times wherever you put your value. So times damage buff. Then what it does is it sets your damage times that. So whatever your stat is how much more damage you'll be doing on top of this base value. So then we got this. Now this should work, and we should have a full working hitbox now. So like I said, there's no idles yet, but look here. See that? It does the damage, and yeah, there you go. Sometimes it kind of fucks up, but that is because we are clicking too fast. So what we can do, set this to 0.65, and then what we can do is we can actually we can actually like combine it, which well, not combine. We can just make it so if you click, it works. So yeah, there you go. Combat finished. Well, first tutorial anyway. But hope you guys enjoyed, and see you later.